Alrighty guys, another day out here in the Nova working on the shop. Got a little patch panel I'm making here to run the wires through the firewall. Don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but let me get this opened up. All the wires come through around in this department. Got one of these compression boots that's just gonna go here, and I'm gonna run all the forward facing wires out of it. Nothing fancy. While that paint's drying back here, I'm just burning in some wires. Got it all put in with wire nuts at the moment. Yeah, just cutting those out, taking some of this extra out of it, making it happen. So basically all I'm doing is I'm just taking out these wire nuts here, stripping the wires back a good bit, and twisting them together and putting on this solder heat shrink. That one's still pretty hot. And then once I get them all done and cooled down, I'm gonna wrap them in tape and then just kind of tie them up. You can see it's a pretty nice car. Got two more to do on this side, and then the back half of the car will be done. At that point, hopefully my panel will be dry, and we can move on to the front. Maybe we can get the battery strap back down. Get eventually I'm gonna have to do something different with this ground. I've got a breaker I need to put in just for the remote mount battery. Don't want to risk anything going wrong here. But one step at a time, we're going to focus on getting this wiring done back here and make sure all these lights work. So I'm going to do these other two more, get the battery strap back down, and then see at the end to make sure all the stuff still works. Okay, so wiring buttoned up in the back. It's all tied back and soldered together. Battery hooked back up. Time to see if this stuff works. Grab the key, hop in the car, hit some pedals, flip some switches, and see what I can make happen. Nice, we got running lights. And key on. Right blinker. Nice. Right blinker, left blinker. Looking good. Brake lights looking good. Reverse lights. Money. Good deal. So now that all that's buttoned up, I'm gonna go ahead and see if my panel's dry. If it is, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling back all the wiring in the front of the car to run it through the panel. Back here it's pretty much done. I'm gonna tie the battery down. And that's really it for now. Not going for a show car, not going for perfect. Just trying to do some hot rod things and do some burnouts and make some stuff happen. So catch up with you guys on the next one. Or later tonight, we'll see what happens. What's going on, guys? Back out here in the Nova working on the shop again. It's another cold, snowy day up here in Michigan. Got, I don't know, about 1 inch. It's pretty weak, but still cold, snowy nonetheless. Been a couple days since we've been out here. Last time we were working on the wiring in the front of the car. It's pretty much done. You know, probably beautied up a little bit, but for right now, it's good enough. New task is I'm working on pulling out the old transmission plugs, the vehicle speed sensors, and the main 4L80 plug out of the old harness. This Chinese harness that I ordered off eBay, surprise, doesn't have everything that's needed for to run the 4L80. It's more of a 4L60. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull all this out. I'm gonna pin everything, write it down, and then pull the harness back from the transmission and pin that and tone it out as well. And then I'm gonna have to run another vehicle speed sensor, and I might just replace all of it. We'll see how it goes. But that's that. I'm gonna get busy, and I'll update you guys along the way. Past me strikes again. If you guys have ever done anything like this, you know that like don't cut anything unless you're absolutely sure you don't need it. And I've gotten myself a few times with it. It's something I didn't think I needed. These vehicle speed sensor wires, there's a blue and a green, or a red and a blue and a green and a purple. I needed 2 pieces of wire for something, so at some point I came in here and I cut this. Which sucks. Hopefully I can use one that's on the car. Luckily I didn't get them both. So I got all this down. Now I'm just gonna pin this stuff out. I know where it goes. I can see it plug into the harness or into the ECU plug. This is the green one. This is the blue one. Also got the main trans plug unplugged here. I guess it's not unplugged. It's pretty much deloomed. Probably gonna go ahead and pin this out while I'm right here doing it, because it's more than once it's come back to. I've had to come back to pinning stuff back to this harness, and I kind of want to throw it away. It's pretty bad. Keep dropping parts out of it. But I'm gonna get to this, and then I'll jump back in here and we'll catch up once I get everything wrote down and go from there. All right, small update time. I ended up just splicing on both of the connectors out of the original harness. I needed to add this one anyways, and they're so much nicer than the cheap plastic that came on it. I kind of wish I would have done it for this one too and just pinned it for it. I got to get the front of this put back together. Put some. It didn't come with these caps, so those are out of the stock harness too. Put that back together. Get this stuff ran back onto the trans to get plugged in. This is the input speed sensor. This is the vehicle speed sensor. Yeah, not a whole lot to it. It kind of sucked to get out behind the firewall. I had it running, kind of like right down the middle of the motor, and then it dived over. I'm gonna see if I can get to it without picking the car up. That would be ideal. And not in a place where I'm gonna burn on the exhaust. I've had issues burning wires on exhaust already, with the O2 sensors and stuff. I really don't want to get back into that. So let me see if I can get those plugged in. Probably not going to show it. It's just not going to see anything. It's just going to suck. I'm going to work on that. And then, yeah, we'll see what comes next. I don't really know. Don't really know what I'm going to do next. Haven't figured that out yet. Okay, been wiring on it for a little while now. Haven't actually made a whole bunch of connections, but got the ECU mounted up here, and PCM, whatever you want to call it. Fuse panels over here. It's kind of hard to see. Got the light in a bad spot. Wires routed to the dash. Got the dash finally bolted in, at least the dash pad. It's something I've been meaning to do for a long time now. Now onto that. Probably gonna keep the camera pretty out of it. It's a mess, and I kind of just need to figure out what I'm doing. But I can keep you guys posted along the way. I also made some changes to these gauges over here. They've got 2 different sets of wires, so these are for the lights, and then these are for the sensors, or the actual gauges themselves. I hooked all the grounds together, and then I'm just going to have 2 hot wires going to it. So got to do this one. And then I actually grounded the tag into it. So this will go somewhere in the car, and then this will plug into there. That should be fine. The light I'm also going to tie into this, so that should also be fine. Yeah, gonna keep on wiring. Gonna try to get the dash, under the dash, cleaned up a little bit better. Probably get the cluster, which is on top of the car right now, put in. Kind of figure out where I want these gauges. Just keep on wiring. I'm gonna have to rip it back out eventually because I'm getting the Jag speed box so I can keep the original speedo. The car only had 2 gauges from the factory. I kind of want to keep both of those. Just trying to make it do all the original things, even though it's not. These turn signals I don't hate. I kind of wish I had bumper ones, but at the same time it's kind of cool. Eventually I'd like to get the eyebrows and the headlight bezels, but that's, future B problems. Got to get some mirrors. I might, if I can see them, do like the fender mount, kind of like a Roadster. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you think about that. I'm kind of leaning towards it. Both of my doors are pretty bad. So I'll be taking those off anyways. Let's see if this is the one. Yeah, this one's actually not the worst one. The other one, that whole chunk's gone. But yeah, let's get back to wiring on it. And we'll see where today takes us. Still got some daylight left for the first time in a while. We're not out here in the middle of the night. So next step, I think, is I'm going to find my high beam indicator light, so I can wire that into the cluster. I got a new circuit board coming and a bunch of new bulbs, so I would really like to get that going. So we'll see. We shall see. Also got to figure out these three on the post here. The fuel gauge, there was a wire on that main connector that's pretty melted out for a fuel gauge. I just don't know if I need to run another one. I still have to get the wire down under the car. Still have some wiring in the trunk to do. So eventually I'm gonna have to get the car back up in the air. I've got these blocks that the frame's just sitting on right now. Still got to get the transmission plugged back in. I just got some work to do under there I've just been putting off. But I think the time is rapidly approaching. But main focus, dash wiring. And then I want to do, I've got a breaker. I just got some ends for it. Right here. I think they're going to work. It might be a little tricky, but we'll see. Some 2-gauge wire ends. I'm going to put the breaker in. Literally keep unhooking the battery. The car's got a weird voltage draw. If it sits for a week, the car won't start. So one of them things, you know, it's hard to, it's not a brand new car. It kind of is, kind of not. Let me get back to it. Kind of jabbering on right now. And I'll keep you guys posted as I go.